Theater fans. I'm Brinke Stevens, and we're here at Chiller Theatre in April of 2023. I'm promoting some of the films that I've shot recently. One of them is Sorority Babes 2, a sequel to the first movie, which is a fan favorite. I reprised my role of Taffy. However, Charlie Band called me from Full Moon back in 2019, and he said, I want to remake Sorority Babes. And I said, why are you telling me this? I died in the first movie. And he said, no, I want you to direct it. So COVID hit and production got canceled, but last summer we finally shot Sorority Babes 2. And Michelle and I reprised our roles as Lisa and Taffy as ghosts in the bowling alley. It really reflects the 80s sensibility. You'd swear you were back in the 80s where this movie was made. And the plot is very similar to the first one, and it's 30 years later, and they want to go back to the bowling alley and steal the trophy again, regardless of what happened that terrible night. So it's the same basic plot. We shot it in Cleveland, Ohio, at a real bowling alley there, and Charlie Band had bought a 1930 mansion in Cleveland Heights, so that was our sorority house. They painted the walls pink for us. It was my first feature film that I had directed, although I had directed shorts in the past. And after 235 movies as an actor, I've really learned a lot about directing. So it was really easy. I enjoyed it. I want to do more of it. And Full Moon said they would definitely hire me again, so I'm excited about that. The producer of Sorority Babes 2 was Billy Butler, who started out as an actor, became a producer, a director himself, and he was wonderful. He did so much of the legwork. He created the look of the movie with the costumes for the sorority girls and the look of the sorority house. And I had a great team. Greg Leitner, who was on Face Off, had to redesign the imp from scratch because the original puppet from 35 years ago no longer existed. So he could only work from frame grabs from the original movie, but he managed to reconstruct a working puppet of the imp that looks exactly the same. And so that was fun. Uncle Impy is back. During the pandemic, while everybody was stuck at home, I did a lot of things on Zoom, like interviews and special features for DVDs. I also shot a movie on Zoom called Mark of the Devil 777. And it's really funny because it was made during the pandemic and it kind of spoofs it. Like at one point they go down to the spooky basement and there's just a mountain of toilet paper down there, like people hoarding. And in another scene a guy is doing a Zoom meeting and he's in a suit and tie and all of that. And then he stands up and you see he's not wearing any pants. So it was a lot of the tropes, from COVID, trying to make light of things like that. And it's a horror comedy about some very incompetent cult members, so it's really funny. And then another movie I did, this one was made in 1991, Haunting Fear, with Jan Michael Vincent and Karen Black, and it was never released on DVD, only VHS, because it was tied up in a contract. Someone had bought the rights but never released it. So when it got reverted back to Fred Olin Ray, the producer, he finally put it out on DVD. So I'm very excited. Haunting Fear, a must-see. I'm in the whole movie and I live to the end, which is rare. I often get killed in my movies. And then another fun project just came out. This is starring Sonia Devereaux, and it's Scream Queen Summer Camp Massacre, where they have used me, Michelle Bauer, Linnea Quigley, and Tiffany Shepis as characters. Also, Fred Olin Ray makes an appearance as a producer. So we've been immortalized in yet another comic book. So I'm still very active. After Chiller, I'm going to Ohio to shoot Side Effects May Vary. And then in LA, I'm shooting the remake of Spider Baby, a 1968 classic that starred Lon Chaney Jr. And in July, I go to Fresno to shoot a horror western It's involves werewolves, and I play the town doctor.
Maybe like stories that you have to talk about.
Horror movies don't really scare me anymore, but when I was shooting Haunting Fear, they had done my makeup when I'm toward the end, when I'm the craziest and I've been buried alive and break out, and I'm nuts. I'm totally nuts at that point. And I happened to go in the bathroom and glanced in the mirror, and I scared myself. I'm like, who is that? So that's the only thing that, does it. But I've just been on too many movie sets to really be frightened anymore, because I know how they do it. And it's terrible when I watch movies. I'm thinking, okay, the key light was obviously down there, and things like that, where I'm looking at it like a filmmaker, and it's very hard to blend into being just a viewer, a fan. I have a website, www.brinke.com, and I'm also on Facebook. I have a number of pages and groups, so look for that. There's Brinke Stevens Appreciation Society. I have a public page. And I'm on Instagram, although I have to admit I'm not really technically savvy, and I'm still trying to figure out how to work Instagram.